Let's start with a big idea, the kind that can flip your whole understanding of success, failure, and what actually drives your life. Napoleon Hill called it the law of cosmic habit force. Sounds mystical? Maybe. But behind the fancy name is a principle so powerful, so universal, that it quietly shapes every outcome, every day, for every person on earth, whether you're paying attention or not. Here's the core truth. You are what you repeatedly do, not what you wish for, not what you plan on Sunday night, not what you promise after a setback, but what you do over and over, often without even thinking. The law of cosmic habit force is the invisible thread that turns your repeated thoughts and actions into habits, and then hardwires those habits into your character, your destiny, and even your circumstances. Think of it this way. Your life runs on autopilot more than you realize. Every morning routine, every reaction to stress, every default choice about food, work, money, or relationships, these aren't the results of daily decisions. They're habits, created by repetition, reinforced by emotion, and locked in by this cosmic law. Good or bad, empowering or destructive, your habits become your fate. This law is not just psychological, it's cosmic. Hill believed it's baked into the fabric of the universe, operating with the same reliability as gravity. Once a pattern is set through repeated thought or action, it gathers momentum, pulling more of the same into your life, almost effortlessly. That's why successful people seem to get luckier, and the stuck stay stuck. It's not magic. It's habit, multiplied by cosmic law. But here's the real power. This law doesn't care which habits you choose. It doesn't judge. It just makes whatever you repeat stronger, easier, and more automatic. That means you can harness it for your own goodbye, building the right habits, feeding the right thoughts, and practicing the right behaviors until success, health, and happiness become as automatic as breathing. So why don't more people do it? Because most are sleepwalking through their routines, letting old habits formed by accident, pain, or other people run the show. They underestimate the force of small actions repeated daily, and overestimate the power of willpower in the moment. The opportunity? You can wake up. You can take control of the patterns you're building. You can use this law instead of being used by it, because the truth is, your future is hiding in your habits. Change them, and you change your trajectory guaranteed. As we dive into this lecture, keep one question in mind. What are my habits building for me right now? Are they driving me toward the life I want, or pulling me further away? Because the law of cosmic habit force is always at work. The only question is, are you the architect or just a passenger? Let's dig deeper into how the law of cosmic habit force actually works. Most people think habits are just quirks of personality, little routines you pick up here and there. But Hill understood something bigger. Every habit, once established, becomes a kind of cosmic groove, a path of least resistance that pulls you forward, even when you're not paying attention. Why? Because repetition builds structure. Every time you repeat a thought, an action, or even a feeling, you strengthen a pattern in your subconscious. Eventually, it gets easier to do the same thing than to change. Your brain, your nervous system even, your very energy start to expect and crave the familiar. That's why old habits feel so automatic, and new habits feel so awkward at first. This isn't just psychology, it's physics. Water always finds the same groove in a riverbed. Planets follow the same orbits. Once a pattern is set, it takes force and intention to break free. That's the cosmic part. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you're pulled toward the familiar every day. Here's the challenge. Most of your current habits weren't built with intention. They came from your upbringing, your environment, your fears, and even your survival instincts. They're not always bad, but they might not serve the life you want now. The law of cosmic habit force doesn't care if a habit is helpful or harmful. It just reinforces whatever you practice. The opportunity? You can build new grooves. You can consciously repeat the actions and thoughts that serve you until they gather momentum. It's hard at first. The old patterns will pull you back. You'll feel resistance, discomfort, maybe even a voice in your head saying, "Why bother?" That's normal. It's the law at work, trying to keep you on the old track. But push through, and something magical happens. The new habit gets easier. You crave it. Your energy lines up with it. Soon, you can't imagine living any other way. That's how champions are built, not by one heroic effort, but by stacking small actions until they become a force of nature. So, how do you start? With one conscious choice. Identify one habit that, if changed, would create a ripple effect in your life: more energy, better focus, greater confidence. Then, commit to repeating it every day for at least 30 days. Track it, celebrate every win, and expect resistance. When you slip, reset immediately. The goal isn't perfection, but persistence. Remember, the law of cosmic habit force is always working on your behalf or against you. The good news? You get to choose the pattern. Here's your challenge for the week. Pick a habit, big or small, that you're ready to upgrade. Write it down. Make a plan to repeat it daily. Notice how your mind, body, and circumstances begin to shift sometimes in ways you never expected. Because once you get the law working for you, there's almost nothing you can't accomplish. Let's get brutally honest. Most people think big change comes from big dramatic decisions. But in reality, your future is shaped by the tiny, often invisible choices you repeat day after day. That's the law of cosmic habit force in action. Every thought, every routine, every just this once creates a groove that, over time, becomes the path you follow without even noticing. Look at any area of your life: your health, finances, relationships, or mindset. Are you where you want to be? If not, it's almost never because you made one huge mistake. It's because you built or tolerated a collection of little habits that quietly added up. Skip a workout today, it's nothing. Skip it for a month, and your energy, confidence, and even your identity shift. The same goes for money, kindness, learning, even the words you speak to yourself. The law of cosmic habit force is neutral. It doesn't care whether you're repeating something positive or destructive. Water doesn't choose where to carve a canyon, it simply flows where it's allowed. If your daily choices are driven by autopilot, old programming, or someone else's expectations, don't be surprised if you end up somewhere you never wanted to be. But here's the good news: you're not stuck with the habits you have. The law works just as powerfully in your favor when you decide to change the pattern. Want to become more confident? Practice courage in small ways every day. Want to get out of debt? Practice discipline in tiny purchases, $1 at a time. Want to think bigger? Feed your mind new ideas, new books, new conversation. 7, if it feels unnatural at first. Start with awareness. For one day, watch your routines like a detective. Notice what you do when you're bored, stressed, happy, or tired. Where do you default? Where do you reach for comfort or let yourself off the hook? Don't judge, just observe. Awareness is the first step to rewriting any habit. Now, choose one small action to upgrade. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Pick a keystone habit, something that will ripple into other areas. Maybe it's making your bed, drinking a glass of water first thing, or setting a bedtime. Commit to it. Track it. Celebrate every day you win, and if you miss a day, get back on track the very next one. That's how grooves are built. Tone small act, repeated, until the law takes over and does the heavy lifting for you. Here's your challenge. Don't underestimate the power of the ordinary. Greatness is built on little things done greatly every single day. The habits that seem too small to matter are exactly the ones that, over months and years, build or break your destiny. Because at the end of the day, the law of cosmic habit force isn't a secret code. It's the sum of your daily disciplines multiplied by the universe. Let's talk about the domino effect, though. One small habit, powered by the law of cosmic habit force, can create a chain reaction that transforms your entire life. This isn't just theory. Look at any high achiever, any great leader, any comeback story. You'll always find a single, seemingly minor habit at the root. Over time, that habit creates momentum, pulls in new opportunities, and reshapes what you believe is possible. This is the magic of compounding. When you repeat an action day after day, it doesn't just add up, it multiplies. A single act of self-discipline leads to better choices in other areas. One daily act of courage makes you braver everywhere. Even a habit as simple as reading 10 pages every night can turn you into an expert in a year. The law takes your input and magnifies it, for better or for worse. But here's where most people get stuck. They look for quick wins or dramatic overhauls, ignoring the power of small, steady change. They try to change everything at once, burn out, and then decide habits don't work for me. That's not the law failing you, just asked it to do too much too soon. Start small and specific. Choose one habit you want to master, not 10. Make it ridiculously easy. Want to build focus? Spend just 5 minutes every morning planning your day. Want to improve your health? Commit to walking around the block after dinner. The trick is consistency, not intensity. The universe rewards what you repeat, not what you promise. Track your progress visibly. Use a calendar, journal, or app, whatever works for you. Seeing your streak grow is a psychological boost, and every checked box is proof to your subconscious that change is happening. And here's the kicker: one good habit makes the next one easier. Wake up on time, and suddenly you eat breakfast. Read at night, and you sleep better. Save a little money, and you're less stressed, so you show up better at work, which leads to new opportunities. The law of cosmic habit force loves momentum. Once you start moving in the right direction, it becomes harder to stop than to keep going. Remember, this law doesn't care if you're making huge leaps. It's interested in direction, not speed. A small, positive groove, if protected and repeated, will pull the rest of your life with it. The most dramatic transformations often begin with the smallest act. Here's your challenge. Pick one small, positive habit and focus on it for 30 days. Don't quit, don't add more, don't let yourself off the hook. Track your progress and watch how that one change starts to echo outwards. You'll see the ripple effect in your energy, your mood, your confidence, and even the way people respond to you. Because in the world of the law of cosmic habit force, small hinges swing big doors. Let's talk about the secret ingredient behind every lasting habit: your environment. Too many people try to change their lives through sheer willpower, battling the same temptations, distractions, and routines every day. But the truth is, your surroundings have more influence on your habits than you think. The law of cosmic habit force isn't just about what you do, it's about where and with whom you do it. Look at your daily routines. Are your best intentions fighting an uphill battle against clutter, noise, unhealthy snacks, or constant notifications? Is your workspace chaotic, your kitchen a minefield, your schedule filled by other people's demands? If so, you're not just working against yourself, you're battling the force of environment, which always wins in the long run. High performers know this secret. They design their environment for the habits they want. Want to eat better? Put fruit on the counter and hide the junk food. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow. Want to spend less? Unsubscribe from shopping emails and keep your wallet out of sight. Want to work out? Set out your clothes the night before and make the path to exercise as short and simple as possible. But it's not just about things, it's about people. The law of cosmic habit force is supercharged by your circle. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If your friends, family, or coworkers have growth mindsets, strong routines, and encourage your best self, your new habits lock in much faster. If not, you'll always feel resistance. So, choose your circle wisely. Seek out communities online or offline who are committed to the same goals. Join a challenge, find an accountability partner, or simply spend more time with people who inspire action. The energy of a supportive group makes your own habits feel normal, even inevitable. Let's talk automation. The more you can automate good choices, the less you rely on discipline. Set reminders. Use apps that block distractions. Put your savings on autopilot. Schedule healthy meals or workouts in your calendar. Every step you take to make the right choice easier is a brick in the new groove you're building. Here's your action plan. Audit your environment. Remove triggers for bad habits and add cues for good ones. Curate your circle. Spend more time with those who support your goals. Automate one healthy habit this week. Set it and forget it. Remember, environment is the silent architect of habit. When you work with it, not against it, the law of cosmic habit force becomes your greatest ally. Because in the end, your success isn't just about who you are, it's about where you are, who you're with, and what's automatic. Let's get real. Even the strongest habits sometimes break. Every one, no matter how disciplined or experienced, faces setbacks, slip-ups, and days when the old grooves pull you off course. But here's where most people misunderstand the law of cosmic habit force. It's not about never falling down, but about how quickly you get back up and reinforce your new path. First, understand that setbacks are normal. Life throws curveballs, travel, illness, stress, family emergencies, or just plain fatigue. The problem isn't missing a workout, making an impulse buy, or falling into old routines for a day. The problem is turning a single slip into a downward spiral, telling yourself, I blew it, and using that as an excuse to give up completely. The law of cosmic habit force responds to repetition, not perfection. One missed day won't erase a month of progress. What matters is the next choice you make. The most successful people reset fast. When they slip, they course correct at the next opportunity, not next week, not after things calm down. This is how new habits survive life's ups and downs. Here's a trick. Have a reset ritual. It can be as simple as reviewing your goal, journaling for 5 minutes, or texting your accountability partner. Make your bounce back automatic. The faster you return to your new groove, the less power the old groove regains. Analyze the slip, but don't obsess. Ask yourself, what triggered the setback? Was it stress, boredom, lack of preparation, or a change in your environment? Use that information to patch the hole. Maybe you need to plan meals before a busy week, or put your phone in another room before bed. Treat every slip as a lesson, not a failure. Another key, lower your bar for success on hard days. Maybe you can't hit your full workout, but you can stretch for 5 minutes. Maybe your schedule blows up, but you can still drink water or take 5 deep breaths. Small actions keep your groove alive and make it easier to get back on track. Remember, the law multiplies what you repeat, good or bad. Your power is in the next repetition, not in punishing yourself for the last one. Momentum is everything. The longer you stay off track, the deeper the old groove gets. The sooner you return, the stronger your new groove becomes. Here's your challenge. The next time you slip, practice the one-day rule. Forgive yourself immediately, then make your very next action a positive one, no matter how small. Track your bounce backs over time. You'll become resilient, not just consistent. Because mastery of the law of cosmic habit force isn't about flawless discipline, it's about relentless returns. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary lives. Let's talk about one of the great secrets of lasting change, long-term motivation. Starting a new habit is easy when you're fired up after reading a book, hearing an inspiring story, or hitting a new low and swearing, never again. But the law of cosmic habit force is about what you do when that spark fades. How do you keep going week after week, month after month, when nobody's watching and results don't show up overnight? First, anchor your habit to a deep why. Motivation built on hype or guilt dies quickly. Real staying power comes from connecting your new groove to something you truly care about: your health, your family, your freedom, your bigger vision. Write your why down and put it where you'll see it every day: bathroom, mirror, phone background, journal cover. Second, make progress visible. The human brain loves to see a streak. Track your habit daily. Use a calendar, an app, a jar of coins, or even sticky notes. Every mark is proof to your subconscious that change is happening, and it's addictive in the best way. Third, create regular rewards. The law multiplies what feels good. Celebrate milestones, a week without missing, a month of consistency, or any step forward. Rewards don't need to be huge, just meaningful. Take a walk, watch a favorite show, treat yourself to something special. The point is to make progress feel good, not just right. Fourth, change things up to avoid boredom. The same groove can get stale. Add variety. If your habit is exercise, try new activities. If it's reading, change genres or locations. If it's budgeting, find new ways to save. The brain loves novelty, and fresh challenges keep you engaged. Fifth, revisit your environment and circle. As life changes, so do your triggers. Regularly audit your surroundings and relationships. Are they still supporting your new groove, or are old patterns sneaking back in? Adjust as needed. And don't forget to help others. Teaching, sharing your journey, or even leading a small group can reignite your own commitment. Nothing cements a habit like helping someone else build theirs. Here's your challenge. This month, double down on motivation. Rewrite your why statement. Make your progress chart public or share it with a friend. Try one new twist to keep your habit fresh. Celebrate your next milestone, no matter how small. Because in the world of cosmic habit force, the greatest groove is the one you nurture, protect, and enjoy for a lifetime and not just a week. Let's look at how the most successful leaders, innovators, and high achievers harness the law of cosmic habit force to build extraordinary lives and careers. You'll find the same pattern, whether it's a billionaire entrepreneur, a championship athlete, or a respected community leader. They aren't just lucky, talented, or driven. They're masters of small habits, repeated relentlessly until excellence becomes inevitable. Consider how athletes train. The best don't just rely on raw talent, they show up, rain or shine, and repeat the same drills day after day, season after season. Their routines become automatic. When pressure hits, they don't rise to the occasion, they fall back on the groove they built with sweat and discipline. Entrepreneurs do the same. Look at the daily habits of those who build great companies. Reading, early rising, focused planning, deliberate networking. None of these is a magic bullet on its own. But multiplied by the law of cosmic habit force through years of repetition, they add up to incredible results. The outside world sees the big win. The achiever knows it was just another day of honoring their groove. Great leaders in any field have keystone, habits cornerstone routines that set the tone for everything else. It might be a morning reflection, a daily walk, checking in with their team, or a set time for deep work. These aren't glamorous, but they're powerful. The cosmic law multiplies these choices, turning consistency into character and character into destiny. But here's the key. None of these people are superhuman. They face the same temptations, doubts, and failures as everyone else. The difference is they respect the law. They guard their habits like gold. When they slip, they reset fast. They build environments and teams that support their grooves. And this is crucial, they constantly review and upgrade their routines as their lives change. What can you take from their example? Identify your own keystone habits. Make them a daily non-negotiable, even when it's inconvenient. Celebrate small wins, just like the pros. Surround yourself with others who raise your standards. Don't be afraid to start small. The tiniest groove repeated can change everything. Here's your challenge. This week, study someone you admire. What are their core habits? How do they handle setbacks? What can you borrow, adapt, or upgrade in your own routines? Write it down. Try it for a week. Notice how the groove feels. Because the law of cosmic habit force isn't just for the chosen few, it's available to anyone willing to pay the price. Daily repetition, relentless focus, and the humility to keep improving. Let's get tactical. If you want to change your life, start by auditing your habits. The law of cosmic habit force multiplies whatever you repeat, so if you're not getting the results you want, the first step is to get radically honest about what you're actually doing day in and day out. Step 1. Track your routines for a week. No excuses, no stories, just facts. When do you wake up? How do you start your day? What's the first thing you do when you're stressed, bored, or celebrating? Where do your time, money, energy, and attention go, especially when you're on autopilot? Use a journal, an app, or even voice memos, whatever gets the truth on paper. Step 2. Highlight your keystone habits, the patterns that ripple out and shape everything else. Maybe it's your morning routine, your screen time, your eating, your interactions with people, or the way you talk to yourself. Some habits are obvious, others are subtle but powerful. Step 3. Ask yourself the hard question: are these habits building the future you want, or reinforcing the one you want to leave behind? Don't judge, just notice. If your daily actions belong to the old story, that's not a character flaw, it's a cosmic groove. But grooves can be shifted with conscious repetition. Step 4. Choose one habit to upgrade. Make it tiny. Maybe it's standing up and stretching every hour, putting your phone in another room at night, or writing a single line in a gratitude journal. Don't try to overhaul everything. Let the law do the compounding for you. Step 5. Set up visible cues and support. Change your environment if needed. Move the healthy snacks to eye level. Join a group for accountability. Post your new groove on your wall. The more reminders, the easier it is to stay on track. Step 6. Review, adjust, and repeat. Habits aren't built or broken in a week. Each cycle of repetition makes the new groove deeper. When you stumble, review what happened, tweak your plan, and go again. Progress, not perfection, is the name of the game. Here's your challenge. This week, do your own habit audit. Write down what you actually do not, what you intend, wish, or hope. Pick one small pattern to shift and track your progress every day. Celebrate even tiny wins. The groove will deepen, and soon what felt hard will become automatic. Because in the world of cosmic habit force, self-honesty plus action is the shortcut to transformation. Let's bring it home. By now you've learned that the law of cosmic habit force isn't just another self-help idea. It's the silent engine behind every success story, every comeback, every lasting transformation. You don't need to rely on willpower, luck, or dramatic breakthroughs. Your life right now and in the future is shaped by the habits you build and repeat, day in and day out. Here's the ultimate truth. The habits you feed become the person you become. Tiny choices, what you read, how you speak to yourself, what you do first in the morning, what you do last at night shape your character, your relationships, your wealth, and your peace of mind. That's the cosmic part. It all adds up, it all multiplies, and eventually it becomes your destiny. But you're not a prisoner of your old grooves. You are the architect. The law of cosmic habit force is always at work, so why not put it to work for you? Pick your habits on purpose. Design your environment for your goals. Curate your circle for your best self. Make progress visible. Celebrate every win. And when you slip, because you will, reset fast and keep moving forward. No habit is too small to matter. Every day is a fresh chance to choose. Will you repeat the patterns that keep you stuck or invest in grooves that open doors, build confidence, and move you toward the life you truly want? Here's your call to action. Audit your life. Where is the law already working for you? Where is it pulling you off course? Pick one habit to upgrade destiny. Repeatable, non-negotiable. Track your progress. Make the invisible visible. Share your journey. Help others, and your own groove will deepen. Trust the process. Give your new groove 30 days, then another 30. Watch your confidence, energy, and results compound. You don't need a miracle, just a willingness to show up, repeat, and let the universe do the heavy lifting. Over time, the extraordinary becomes your new normal. That's the power of the law of cosmic habit force. So, be bold, be consistent. Become the architect of your habit sand. Let your habits build a life you're truly proud of. Your future isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for your next small repeated step.